She stood in the hospital corridor holding my newborn baby and whispered loud enough for the entire family to hear. Poor thing. At least she doesn't look like the real father. The room froze. My husband's face went white. Mom dropped her purse. And I, still bleeding from an emergency C-section, smiled for the first time in 9 months. Because in that exact second, I pressed send on the email that would destroy everything she'd ever built on those lies. My name is Hanfa, and this is how my own sister tried to steal my daughter, my husband, and my entire life, and how I waited exactly 47 days in complete silence to make sure she lost absolutely everything instead. The maternity ward smelled like antiseptic mixed with fake lavender and brand new plastic. I was still hooked to 3 different IVs, my stomach stapled shut, legs numb from the spinal block, when Aisha walked in wearing the pink satin big ant sash she had custom made the day I announced my pregnancy. She moved like she owned the hospital, kissed Mom on both cheeks, hugged Dad so tight his glasses went crooked, posed for 10 different selfies with Zayn like they were already married. No one saw her phone light up with a text from my husband that read, "Lab results just came in. It's not mine. I'm so sorry." I saw it, because I had cloned his phone exactly 14 nights earlier. The night he came home at 3 a.m., smelling like her Tom Ford Lost cherry perfume. She waited until the nurse stepped out to change my morphine drip. Then she leaned over my bed, stroked my sweaty hair like I hadn't showered in 4 days, and whispered so softly only I could hear at first. "Zayn knows everything now. By tomorrow, the whole family will know the baby isn't his. Don't worry, little sister. I'll help raise her. She'll still have one good parent." She said it with tears in her eyes. Real tears. The kind that win Oscars. Mom gasped so loud the heart monitor jumped. Dad's coffee cup slipped from his hand and shattered into 1,000 brown pieces on the linoleum floor. My mother-in-law, who had flown in from Karachi, actually clutched her dupatta to her chest and started reciting Ayatul Kursi under her breath. Zayn stared at the ground like he wanted it to open and swallow him whole. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I laughed. One weak, exhausted pain medicine laugh that made Aisha's perfect smile crack for half a second. I reached under my pillow with the hand that still had feeling, pulled out the sealed envelope the real lab had couriered that morning, and slid it across the blanket like I was dealing a winning card. "Open it, big sister. Read it out loud for everyone." Her manicured fingers shook so hard she tore the envelope instead of opening it. Her face went from porcelain to ash to corpse white in 3 seconds flat. 99.9999% probability of paternity. Zayn is the biological father. She tried to speak. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish drowning in air. I turned my iPad toward the family with the volume already maxed. Bank transfer screenshot. $20,000 from Aisha's private account to LabCorp employee number 4487. With the memo, urgent sample swap, cash bonus if done tonight. Email chain, make sure the report says negative. I'll handle the rest. Double if you delete the originals. And the audio, crystal clear, recorded 2 nights ago when she thought I was asleep after my blood transfusion. Once the test shows it's not Zayn's, he'll leave her. I'm pregnant too. The baby will be ours. Hanfa will be too broken to fight. She might even do us all a favor and disappear. Dad made a sound I hope I never hear again from any human being. Mom started sobbing so hard her whole body shook like she was having a seizure. My mother-in-law fainted straight backward into a chair. Aisha backed toward the door, heels clicking like gunshots on the shiny floor. Security was already waiting outside. I'd called them an hour earlier when the nurse told me, "Your sister is here." Dad caught her wrist so hard the bones made a tiny popping sound. He didn't yell. He just looked at her like she was wearing a stranger's face. Then he let go. She fell to her knees in the hallway, screaming my name while 2 guards lifted her up by the elbows and carried her out like a broken doll. If you're already shaking with anger right now, type 1 in the comments if your own blood has ever tried to destroy your life like this. I'm reading every single one tonight, and I promise, you're not alone. I didn't sleep for the first 30 nights after the hospital. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Aisha holding my daughter, smiling like she had already owned her. I saw the fake tears. I saw the real knife. Noor stayed in the NICU for 38 days. A preemie with lungs too small, heart too fragile. I sat by her incubator in a rocking chair that creaked like guilt, pumping milk every 3 ounces at a time, whispering to her through the plastic walls, "You're going to live, and you're going to know only love. I promise." Zayn barely came. When he did, he stood at the glass like a ghost, couldn't even look at me. I told him the truth the first night Noor was stable. Showed him the cloned phone, the texts, the perfume receipts. He cried harder than I'd ever seen a man cry. Kept saying, "I thought you cheated." She showed me messages, photos. Everything looked so real. I was stupid. I'm so sorry. I didn't forgive him that night. I just said, "Stay or leave," but never let her near my daughter again. He stayed, but the damage was done. Meanwhile, Aisha played the victim perfectly. Posted a black and white photo of herself crying in a hospital gown, taken years ago, with the caption, "Sometimes the people you love most hurt you the deepest. Still praying for my sister's healing." 1.1 million likes. My mother commented, "We love you both. Family forever." I sold every piece of jewelry Zayn ever gave me, even the engagement ring. Used the money to hire Eli Cohen, ex-Mossad, $4,000 a day, plus expenses. He didn't ask questions. Just said, "Give me 10 days, I'll bring you her soul on a plate." Day 4, he sent the first file. Aisha had been paying a girl on Fiverr to edit childhood photos, making me look violent, bruised, unhinged. Planning to release them when the time is right. Day 6. Audio of her laughing with her best friend on a yacht in Dubai. Once Hanfa's out of the picture, Zayn will need comforting. "I'll be 6 months pregnant by then, bump and all. He won't have a choice." Day 8. The bombshell. She wasn't pregnant, never had been. The bump was a $7,200 medical-grade silicone prosthetic imported from LA, complete with fake ultrasound prints, fake blood work, even a fake heartbeat audio file. She had been practicing crying on cue in the mirror for months. Day 9. The money trail. $380,000 siphoned from Dad's company over 3 years. Signed off by Aisha as brand ambassador fees. Used for fillers, Birkins, and paying actors to play concerned family friends in her comment sections. Day 10. Eli sent a single line that made me throw up in the NICU bathroom. Text from Aisha to an unknown number. "If she doesn't end herself after all this, I'll make sure the next accident finishes the job. She's been weak since childhood. It won't take much. If you've ever discovered someone you loved planned your death, pause right now and type 'I survived' in the comments. I need to know I'm not the only one who lived through this darkness." I printed everything. 387 pages. Bound in black. Titled it, "The Book of Aisha." Then I waited. If you think revenge is coming soon, type "ready" in the comments, because part 3 is where I stopped being the quiet sister. Day 47. The day they finally told me I could take Noor home. 5 pounds and 1 ounce of pure miracle wrapped in a pink blanket that still smelled like NICU plastic and hope. I hadn't slept properly in 53 days. My eyes were permanently red. My body still ached from the emergency C-section. But when the nurse placed her in my arms for the first time outside those glass walls, I felt something shift inside my chest. Something ancient and unbreakable. I rented the entire rooftop of the Pearl, the one restaurant in the whole city my father had pinned on his vision board for 15 years with the caption, "When we go public." We never did. But that night I paid for every seat, every waiter, every white rose, every string light, in cold, hard cash from the account nobody knew I had. Black tie dress code. Gold-foiled invitations that cost more than most people's rent. I told every single family member it was a welcome home dinner for the new princess. I told Aisha to wear white, like the angel you've always been in my life. She sent back 15 heart eyes emojis and a 30-second voice note that ended with, "I literally cannot wait to hold my niece again, hearts, hearts, hearts." She showed up 43 minutes late. On purpose. Because that's what queens do. White silk gown custom made in Paris, flowing over the $7,200 silicone bump like a wicked fairy tale bride. Diamonds in her ears that Dad gave her for closing the Dubai deal. Hair in soft waves that probably took 3 hours and 2 stylists. She kissed Mom on both cheeks, hugged Dad so hard his glasses fogged, posed for 37 selfies with Zayn like they were announcing their own pregnancy. Mom kept rubbing the fake belly and whispering, "2 grandbabies so close together. Allah is so kind." I sat there rocking Noor, smiling the smile I had practiced in the mirror until my face hurt, counting heartbeats like a bomb timer. Dinner was 7 courses. I paid the chef extra to drag every single one out. Let the wine flow. Let the laughter get loud. Let them believe, for one last night, that their world was perfect. Then came dessert, individual dark chocolate soufflés with real 24-karat gold leaf on top. The waiter placed Aisha's in front of her with a tiny bow, because I had slipped him $500 and a handwritten note that said, "Make her feel like royalty tonight." She beamed, picked up her spoon like she was about to be crowned. That's when I stood. The clink of my glass against crystal cut through the entire rooftop like a gunshot. Every head turned. Every phone came out. Every heartbeat stopped. "I have one small surprise," I said, voice soft, sweet, steady as steel. "For the woman who has given me absolutely everything." I clicked the remote. The 60-foot screen lit up like the wrath of God. Slide after slide after slide after slide. Fake pregnancy belly invoice with her name and address. Labtech's full confession video. $380,000 missing from Dad's company. Her own text. "When she kills herself, Zayn will need me." Edited childhood photos making me look violent. Her laughing on a yacht in Dubai. "I'll make sure the next accident finishes the job." The restaurant went so quiet I could hear my own blood rushing in my ears. I could hear champagne bubbles dying one by one. I could hear Mom's heart actually breaking in real time. Aisha tried to laugh. A high, brittle, terrifying sound that cracked halfway and turned into a scream. "It's deep fake. She's jealous. She's postpartum crazy." I clicked one final time. Her own voice, no filter, no AI, filled every speaker on the roof. "I'll take the baby. I'll take Zayn. I'll take everything. And when she's gone, no one will even remember her name." If you feel pure rage burning in your chest right now, type "angry" in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Mom made a sound I will hear in my nightmares until the day I die. Dad dropped his glass. Red wine bled across the white tablecloth like fresh blood. Zayn stood up, looked at Aisha once like she was poison, walked to the elevator, and vanished forever. Aisha lunged for the projector like a feral animal. 6 security guards caught her midair. I leaned in so only she could hear. "This is just the trailer, big sister. The real movie starts tomorrow at exactly 9 a.m. If your hands are shaking right now, type crying in the comments. Let it out. We're not alone." The next morning, her entire digital life was erased. Police found another $2.1 million missing. Mom collapsed in the driveway. Aisha screamed, "You always loved Hanfa more." Mom looked up with dead eyes and said, "I loved the daughter I thought I had. I buried her tonight." They arrested her in silk pajamas and yesterday's mascara. No bail. Life sentence in everything but name. If you're still here and your heart is pounding, type "watching till end" in the comments right now. I need to know you stayed with me. 5 years later, Central Park. A random Tuesday afternoon in October. The leaves are burning red and gold. The air smells like roasted chestnuts and childhood. Noor is 5 now. She's wearing the bright yellow rain boots she refuses to take off even on sunny days. She's chasing pigeons across the grass, laughing so hard her curls bounce like springs. Her voice is pure sunlight made of sound. I sit on the bench watching her, heart so full it actually hurts, when a shadow falls across the stroller. A woman in an oversized gray hoodie sits down beside me, slowly, like every movement is borrowed time. She smells like cheap prison soap, stale cigarettes, and old regret. Her hands shake as she reaches up and pulls the hood back. Aisha, so thin her cheekbones look sharp enough to cut glass. Hair hacked short and uneven, like someone else did it with kitchen scissors. No makeup, no jewelry. Dark circles under her eyes deep enough to drown in. Just the red blinking light of an ankle monitor under torn jeans, pulsing like a dying heartbeat. She doesn't look at me at first. She just stares at Noor for a full minute, maybe two, without blinking once. Then she whispers, so softly the wind almost steals it. She has your eyes. I stay silent. I owe her nothing, not even a single word. She keeps talking anyway. Voice cracking like thin ice on every syllable. I stopped lying 1,847 days ago. They made me watch the hospital footage on loop for 90 days straight, every morning. Every night. I still throw up when I close my eyes. I dream about Mom collapsing in the driveway. I dream about the sound of handcuffs clicking forever. I dream about your face the moment you smiled in that hospital bed, and I finally understood what real fear looks like. A tear rolls down her cheek, then another. She doesn't wipe them away. She just lets them fall. Noor notices the crying stranger, stops chasing pigeons, walks over slowly, curious, fearless, reaches out one tiny, sticky hand toward Aisha's face like she wants to fix it. Aisha flinches so hard her whole body jerks, like the touch would burn her alive. I unclip the stroller strap, lift Noor gently, and for reasons I will never fully understand, I place my daughter in Aisha's arms for exactly 30 seconds. No more, no less. She freezes. Her arms shake so badly I'm scared she'll drop her. Then the dam breaks. She sobs without sound, just violent shaking, tears falling on Noor's yellow jacket like summer rain. Noor pats her cheek with sticky fingers and says in her sweet baby voice, "Don't cry, lady." I take Noor back, buckle her in, look Aisha dead in the eyes and say, voice calm, steady, final, "Her name is Noor. It means light. You tried to put her light out before she even opened her eyes. You tried to steal her future before she took her first breath. But she's here. She's mine. And she will never, ever know your name." Aisha's mouth opens. Nothing comes out. She just nods once, like she finally understands the size of what she lost. 2 years after that, 7 years since the hospital, an unmarked envelope slides under my apartment door. No return address. Inside is a single Polaroid. Aisha in an orange jumpsuit, sitting cross-legged on the floor of the prison nursery, reading "The Very Hungry Caterpillar" to a bald little boy going through chemo. His head is resting on her shoulder. Her arm is around him like she's shielding him from the world. On the back, in handwriting that took her months to perfect, every time one of them says, "I love you, Miss Aisha," I see Noor's face. And I cry for the rest of the day. I know it will never be enough. I know I don't deserve even this picture to reach you, but I'm trying. Every single day. Forever sorry. I stare at the photo for a long, long time. Longer than I should. Then I walk to the ocean at sunset. Stand at the water's edge. Hold the picture up to the wind. Let the waves take it. Watch the ink bleed. Watch the faces disappear. Watch the paper dissolve into nothing. Some monsters don't die in cages. Some monsters have to live long enough to become the apology they never gave. And sometimes, the most powerful revenge of all is raising your child in peace, in love, in light, knowing she will grow up never carrying the weight of the woman who tried to destroy her mother. If this story destroyed you and then healed you, type "me too" in the comments right now. If your heart is full and broken at the same time, drop just one heart below. If you made it to the very last word with me, type "watching till end" so I know you stayed. If you've ever been betrayed by family, type "not alone." If you're angry right now, type "angry." If you're crying, type "crying." And if your heart just hurts, drop another. Thank you for staying till the very last word. You are stronger than they ever told you. I'll see you in the next story. Stay strong.